Hey you guys, it's Tonya, and today I want to share with you some of the projects that I've been making lately. I've shared them on my blog and on Facebook, so if you're a follower of me there, then you've seen it. But about a month ago, I was appointed to Marion Smith Design's design team, and I'm super excited. There are so many fabulous women that are a part of this group, and they're so inspirational. Like, they're pushing me to be more creative. So go check out the blog, the design team blog, for some fabulous ideas. This week we're running tutorials all week long, and all next week, I believe. So go check out the blog. I will put a link to it down below, but it's marionsmithdesigns.blogspot.com. And our first challenge was to alter a notebook. So notebook, a book, or a composition book, that kind of thing, in honor of back to school. So I did a notebook, and this is one of those Target 6x9 type notebooks that was teal with these big gold dots on it, totally obnoxious. So I wanted to make it a little more pretty. So what I did was I used all of the ephemera pieces from Marion's printed Nirvana line. Now this line will be in retailers soon. Flamingo Scraps has sold out of the pre-order 2 or 3 times now, so but they have enough in stock. So it should be shipping to retailers in the next couple of weeks, so you guys are going to start seeing it everywhere. This is actually printed paper, so make sure that you go and purchase it whenever it comes out. All of these little ephemera pieces, these titles, the hot air balloon, all of this is included in the line. So I took the ephemera page and cut it apart and did, just a collage on my notebook of all the things and I love how this one says record, because that's kind of what I'm going to do in here, is record part of my journey or my process. And then we have these titles. So heart this, obviously I love this, so many different levels, but documented because it's a journal. This is the flare that I showed you guys how to make in a couple of videos back, so I used it here. So there's my notebook, and it's super cute, and it's gonna grow as I grow. I'm trying to make dividers to go into it, but I have to wait till I get more of the paper line. So I want to put some dividers in here and, document my journey along the way and some of the things I've learned and the people I've met and that kind of thing. And then this is a tag that actually comes out that I can put some extra stuff in here if I want to. So there's that. And, I just love it. I just love it. Okay, so then the next thing that I made was, this week we had to alter a paintbrush, which I decided to make mine kind of about me. All about my photography. So this is what I started out with. One simple little hardware $3 brush. It's like, I think it was $3 or $4, like a 4-inch brush. So it went from that to that. Gorgeous, right? Anyway, so I took the handle and painted it with the Tim Holtz Broken China Distress paint, or Distress Stain, excuse me, the stain. And then I just edged around the edges with the Archival Coffee ink, and then just wrapped in some photography reel from Tim Holtz. And then this is a flower that was created. I punched out the Nirvana paper with the Tim Holtz tattered floral, or the tattered rose. This is the sunflower part of it, and then I used the mini one to do the center pieces. So I have a tutorial on my YouTube about how to make that, so go check that out. And then I just put this is from the Nirvana line, and this is from the Nirvana line. Then of course I have my favorite eyelet lace. Oh my gosh, I just love eyelet lace. It is so beautiful to me. I just love it, love it, love it. Dainty, it just reminds me of my childhood. And then I have a locket, a heart locket down here that I want to put a picture of my son and my daughter in. So I just need to find time to do that. And then on the handle, I'm going to pull this up. It might take a minute for it to focus, but I want you to see the details here. I covered the handle with crackle, the Rock Candy Distress Crackle, and I love, love, love it. It did a couple of things. One, it sealed it, and then two, it just added a level of distress and a level of texture. And then I just dropped some white paint on it to pick up that crackle So anyway, there's that. There's the close-up. And then I stamped all over the handle, as you can see here, with a stamp. So again, that just gives another level. Love it. Okay, so there's that. Now, with those two projects, I ended up with a bunch of scraps. And you guys know how I feel about my scraps, so I use them immediately. And instead of making a card, I decided I wanted to make a layout. So I used my scraps in a unique way. I actually, let me see if you guys can see this really well. Let me pull this up. What I decided to do was make a tag. So I used one of the large Tim Holtz tags, and I took all the scraps from the Nirvana paper from all the projects that I've been making lately. I rolled up some with an MFT die and made some roses out of them. I took some and just started layering. These are all of the little labels and things. Some of these are mixed in from the Scarlet line, and some of it is from the Nirvana line, but all of these little journal spots are from the Nirvana line, and I just, you know, I love the way they look, and I just layered one on top of the other. Some have pop dots between them until I came up with this tag, and it used up those scraps. I just love the way it looks. And then this is one of Marion's other digi downloads that is a rolled rose that, again, I made them up a long time ago, and they've been sitting on my desk, and this was the perfect project to use it on. This is my lovely niece Emily, and in this picture she's about 8 to 10 months old. This was taken on Easter, and she, poor little thing, was sick, but look at her eyes. She just, I just want to just kiss her all up every time I see her. And then I took some of the butterflies from the Scarlet line and put them on here, just fussy cut them out of a piece of scrap. So this layout is basically entirely scrap. All I did was I printed from the Scarlet line as a digital line. So I printed out an 8x8 of this paper and an 8x8 of this one. I cut the 8x8 in half, so I had a 4x8. And then I pieced it together to make it look like it's almost 12 inches. And then where it seams together here, I just put my tag on top of it, and you can't even tell. And then talking about scraps, I just take, you know, I look at my scraps when they're laying here, and I think, what can I use them with? So I pulled out some labels punches, and I punched out some labels. Now, even though I didn't have enough space for the entire label, that's fine, because when it's tucked in for my layering, you hardly even notice that it's not the whole label, because you're tucking it for one thing, so it doesn't really matter. And then they just add a little bit of interest, and these little teeny tiny elements like this just kind of add a little bit of something to your layout. And independently, they're not very good, but when you start layering one thing on top of the other, they come together as one big giant piece. And seriously, guys, this layout was one of the easiest ones I've ever done, because with the exception of agonizing over which line to print, I printed this and I printed this. Once I did that, got that down and put my lace down, the rolled rose was already made, and this was already made. So anyway, I'm babbling now. But if you want to see this tag before it got glued down, I'm doing a blog post on this today, so go check out my blog at psychomomscrapbooks.com, or let me say that again, psychomomscrapbooks.blogspot.com. I'll put a link to it down below. And also don't forget to go check out Marion's blog for the design team. We're doing tutorials all week. You're just going to be so inspired by these ladies. And that address is marionsmithdesigns.blogspot.com. So thank you guys so much for hanging with me during this long video and these project shares, and I can't wait to read your comments. And also stay tuned, because in the next couple of weeks I have a process video that I'm trying to get organized right now, and you guys, I know how much you guys like those. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.